Hey everyone, I wanted to do a quick video to show the Sega Saturn with a Fenrir ODE working in conjunction with a Pseudo Saturn Kai Lite. So normally you would use a Pseudo Saturn to access CDRs or backup discs or something like that for a standard Sega Saturn, or to get around regions for your Sega Saturn. But in this particular case, using an ODE, you would still want to access it to get to the ability to use the 1 megabyte or 4 megabyte expansion RAM for games that require that, or to enable it for cheat codes. So I'm going to show you how to do that because I'm still seeing stuff online and in YouTube videos of people saying that it doesn't work. So I'm going to show you a quick demonstration on how it does indeed work. So I'm going to boot my Sega Saturn now. And so obviously I've got the Pseudo Saturn inserted into the cartridge slot. So the first thing you'll see is the standard Sega Saturn boot logo. And then we'll come into the Pseudo Saturn first. So we'll see the Pseudo Saturn boot screen. I'm using version 6.274, which I don't think is the newest. I think there's one beyond that, but I'm not going to mess with that for now because mine seems to work fine for everything I need it. Now, regarding the CWX automatic or JHL loader, I always manually choose JHL because I've had problems using automatic. So JHL gets it done for everything I want to do, so I always use that one. So after that is pressed, it will now boot you into the Fenrir ODE game selection menu. And so I have my games tagged with any game that requires a 1 megabyte or 4 megabyte expansion with that in parentheses. So I'm going to scroll down and find a couple that actually utilize that. So here's one right here, Final Fight Revenge is marked as a 4 megabyte required. And I'll keep going. Here is a 4 megabyte for Marvel Superheroes, as well as Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter, and so on. But I'm going to go ahead and start with kind of one of the more popular ones. One of the standards ones what people would be concerned about playing. That'd be Street Fighter Alpha 3, which is Street Fighter 0 essentially, because we get the Japanese version. That is a 4 megabyte requirement, so I'm going to go ahead and boot into that game. And you'll see that it will direct boot into the game. Now this first menu, disregard this because this is actually just saying that your internal RAM backup is not sufficient to back up this game, but I don't care about that for now. So we'll continue past that. And you'll see now that the game is now successfully loading and starting. And I'll go ahead and play through around here just to prove that it does indeed work. But by now, we would have been seeing problems saying that the game's saying you need to insert your 4 megabyte RAM expansion cartridge, so on and so forth, if it wasn't accessing it correctly using the Pseudo Saturn here in this case. And we have not seen anything like that, which is good. So far, so good.
Street Fighter 03.
Okay.
Select your character. Select your fighting style. It all depends on your skill. Go for broke.
Alright, so there you go. It does work. So now I'm going to show you how to access the cheat codes using the Fenrir and the Pseudo Saturn. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to access the cheat codes using the Fenrir and the Pseudo Saturn. So I'll power on the Saturn. And again, the first thing we'll come into will be the Pseudo Saturn menu. And I'm going to say JHL here again. And then it'll drop me now into the Fenrir games list menu. So what you're going to do here is I'm going to find a game that I know for sure works correctly, which is Radiant Silver Gun. This is the Japanese version, obviously. It's the only one that's out there. But what you have to do now is you have to actually hit the C button on your controller, which will take you back to your cartridge. In this case, it'll be the Pseudo Saturn. So I'm going to hit the C button, which is blue, C. And it'll actually take me back one level. And you'll see it kind of drop you back into the Pseudo Saturn menu, selection menu. So once there, now we have the option to hit X. I'm going to hit X right now. And you'll see that it's actually queued up Radiant Silver Gun towards the bottom of the screen there, where it says Radiant Silver Gun Master. That means that's the game that's actually queued up, and it gives you the options for that particular game. So in this case, Invincible P1, Unlimited Lives, Special Attack Bar P1, so on and so forth. And you can check these by using the X button. So I'm going to check Invincible Player 1, and we're going to go with that one, and then I'm going to kick the game off now with that cheat code loaded into the memory here. So I hit A, and you can see that you get the Garble Sega logo, which is kind of comes with the territory whenever you use the cheat codes for the action replays or Pseudo Saturns. Again, this is telling me that you don't have enough RAM in your internal backup for your Saturn, which is pretty common if you play Saturn. You know how that works. I just haven't cleared it out. Okay, so Radiant Silver Gun menu comes up. We're going to start it and ensure that the cheat code was taken correctly. So let's press start here. We're going to go into game start. Alright, so here we go. Alright, so we should be invincible now if everything went well. And it appears that we are indeed invincible. So again, proving that that does work. For some reason, I continue to see people saying that this is not something that can be done with the Fenrir in the Pseudo Saturn. So anyway, this quick video, even though Sed's been out there saying that it does work and he tweeted that it works, I still continue to see people say it doesn't work. So there you go. Thanks for watching.